natural, and this is how things have to happen. Is that so that this is the only way we can work? Or because it sometimes makes us feel very restricted, and yeah, is there a way where we can be free of this?
So let's understand this in a more fundamental way. See, when we say stress, when we say anxiety, when we say depression, when we say misery, or when we say joy, when we say bliss, when we say ecstasy or love or whatever, all human experience comes from within you. Is this so, all of you? I'm asking for a higher opinion. Is this so? All human experience happens from within you. At least what happens from within you must happen the way you want it. Yes or no? Now, you're still in a university. Once you step out into the larger world, this is a very protected world you're living in. If this you're thinking sword is hanging on your head, you'll have a bomb ticking once you step out. This is a very comfortable life, very protected life. Here nothing is hanging on you, okay? Yes, you need to pass your examinations, whatever. There are some challenges, I'm not saying no. But all human experience happens from within you. Whatever comes from within you, can I assume that you're doing it? If something sweet comes out of you right now, can I assume you're saying something sweet?
Yes.
Something nasty comes out of you, can I assume you're saying it?
Yes.
Or is it your ego?
I think the ego then.
Because this has become the way of the world. People have found all kinds of fall guys, spiritual fall guys and civil fall guys. If they do something wonderful, they say it's me. If they do something nasty, they say it's that Mr. Ego, that guy does this. If they do something wonderful in the world, they say it's me. Something little goes wrong in their life, they'll find one little guy here and say it's because of him. If something big goes wrong in their life, they'll find one big guy there and say it's because of him. This guy is missing. This guy needs to come into the play. Only when this guy comes into play, you call that life. Yes? When this guy plays, this is called life. If that guy plays, I don't know what it means. This guy plays, this is rubbish. Everything that goes on in my life, somebody who can't stand up to me, he is responsible. Something big goes wrong in my life, he is responsible. This one is missing. One who is missing, how can he experience life? How can he create life? How can he know life? So this guy has to come into play. So one important thing that needs to happen in the world today is, we have to move from religion to responsibility. We have been slinking around with life. When things happen, I'm there, when it don't happen, somewhere. No. If you understand, it's me who is causing anxiety to myself, not my examination. When I join the institution, I know there are going to be examinations, isn't it? What is causing anxiety is not something else. My inability to handle my own thought and my own emotion, isn't it? If it so happened, your left hand is free right now. Your left hand is free. Suppose it pops up and punches you in the face. What will you do? I will ask him to restrain the left hand. If it doesn't work, we'll ask them to tie it up. If it doesn't work at all, if it's going to pull out your eyeballs, then we may have to amputate it. Yes or no? Right now, that is all you're trying to do. To beat the anxiety, you'll drown yourself in alcohol. To beat the anxiety, you burn yourself down with smoke. What you're trying to do is amputate yourself because you don't know how to handle the potential of being human. Your problem is very evolutionary. When I say evolutionary, see, do you know, I mean, you're all engineering students, so I'm asking, do you know? Do you know the DNA difference between you and a chimpanzee is only 1.23%? 1.23% is not much of a difference, isn't it? Yes or no? Physiologically, that is how close to a chimpanzee you are. But in terms of your intelligence, intellect and awareness, you are worlds apart from a chimpanzee. Or in other words, your intellect or the cerebral activities in evolutionary scale, it's of recent origin. It's new. You still not learned how to deal with it. You have an intelligence for which you don't have a stable enough base. The only and only reason you suffer either misery or anxiety or depression or whatever, this may sound very cruel to you, but the reality is this, that your own intelligence has turned against you. It is like you've been given a sharp knife, you don't know how to handle it. Every day you keep cutting yourself and you think there is something wrong with the knife. No, you don't have a steady hand. If your intelligence worked for you 100%, would you create blissfulness or misery for yourself? Joy or misery? Please choose right now, I'm going to bless you. For yourself, you clearly know highest level of pleasantness is what you want. What you want for your neighbor may be debatable. What you want for yourself is very, very clear, isn't it? So you create ghosts of your own and try to fight them. Can I tell you a joke? Okay? No, because you're from Delhi, I'm asking you. An Indian man, probably from an IIT, went to United States, of course as a technology person to start with. Then he started dabbling with some investments, then he started playing the stock market. In 1996, I think, 4 or 6, I'm not sure, in one of those years, he had a windfall in the American stock market. That year, he earned the highest amount of money on the US stock market, which is not a small amount, it's a huge sum. He was already over 60 years of age. Just the previous year, he was divorced, timely divorce had happened, because in California law, you have to share 50% with the wife. Just 1 year ahead of this windfall, the wife had left him. And he wanted to spend this money upon himself. So he bought himself a 1932 Ferrari for $36 million. He bought a Beverly Hills home for $80 million. Then he was over 60, he wants to live long, so he thought he needs a medical checkup. In Northern California, there are medical institutions which are swankier than 7-star hotels, and you can go there, not some dreary medical checkup in 1 day, everything. 15 days you can get admitted for a fortnight, and you can choose your tests. Unlike you can't choose your tests. You can choose your tests, all kinds of esoteric tests are there, you can choose what kind of tests you want to go through. So the entire space was nice, they appointed a very pretty-looking young woman to take care of him, he was enjoying the entire process. On the 4th day, he was feeling very relaxed in the evening and he was lying on his bed. Unfortunately, what should happen in the toilet happened upon the bed. He felt very embarrassed and he did not know how to handle this mess. Not knowing how to handle this mess, he was just looking how to do this. Just then, he heard this young woman coming towards the room. In America, fortunately, young ladies cannot walk quietly, they walk talk, 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 talk. So when he heard this talk, 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 he knows that she is coming. He does not want this young lady to see the mess on the bed. So he just gathered all the hospital white sheets and threw it out of the 5th floor window. Down below, a regular man was going home from a party. And it's such an unfair world. Because a man is expected to walk on a round planet and the damn thing is spinning all the time. This you realize only when you have had a few drops too many, or a few drops between your ears are gone. So he was walking sideways and slowly finding his way home. Then the sheets came and covered him. Then he screamed and yelled and fought with the sheets. It took him over 2 minutes to get the sheets down. Then the sheets got down and he was looking at the sheets, dazed. The security arrived, hearing all this commotion. They said, "What's all the commotion about?" The man said, "It looks like I've beaten the shit out of a ghost." So, it's your thought. What happens in your mind is your thought, isn't it? It's your emotion. Unfortunately, our education systems from an early age have not taught you this much, how to handle your thought, how to handle your emotion. If you did not know how to handle your hands, it would be a mess, isn't it? This you will know if you come to Tamil Nadu. You will suddenly realize Tamil people can use their fingers far better than you. That is, on a banana leaf, they will put rice and rasam. You will see it'll go all over the place, but they won't let a drop go anywhere. In 2 minutes it'll be dry, just with their fingers. So, everybody can get to use what they have much better than the way they're handling it right now, isn't it? If you knew how to handle your thought and emotion, would you think anxiety is a problem? Would you think stress is a problem, tension is a problem? Would you think such things would exist for you? So essentially, it is our inability to handle our own thought process, our own emotions, that all this is happening. Instead of learning to handle it, we are giving labels to all our inabilities, all kinds of exotic titles for ourselves. No, this is not the way to go about it. I'm telling you, this is the easiest part of your life, being in a protected institution like this, getting the best of academics, and you just have to pass an examination, that's all. Once you step out, it's another game.
You said that